Hello all, welcome to TechTrapture. So in this video we are going to see how we can create organization folders and projects in Google Cloud. So whenever you are adapting a Google Cloud for your organization, these are the essential steps while creating an environment for your Google Cloud. So suppose if you are working in XYZ company and the company is having domain xyz.com, then the organization will always have xyz.com as a root. So whenever we are talking about organization, this is your root node of your Google Cloud environment, and all other resources, folders, project, your virtual machine, everything will be under your organization. Okay, so let's try to understand the resource hierarchy first in Google Cloud. So what is mean by resource hierarchy? So resource hierarchy is nothing but how your resources in Google Cloud are structured. Okay, how we are managing these resources. So let's look at this resource hierarchy here. So you can see, if you're working in, I will take example of my company, let's say TechTrapture.com. So I'm working in a TechTrapture. This organization is TechTrapture organization, and my organization name will be TechTrapture.com. That is my domain name. Let me show you that. Now I am on my Google Cloud Console. So whenever you are creating a free tier account, it will show you as a no organization. So it will not allow you to create any organization. Okay, so it will show the no organization, and then it will create a free tier project. But when you are working for any of the company, any of the organization, the structure will be a bit different. They will have organization structure, and that organization is mapped to company domain. So I'll show you the example. So currently this is my free tier account with a personal account, and it is showing like no organization. This is a free tier project. But if I show you my organization account, here you can see TechTrapture.com, and if I open TechTrapture.com, so you can see this is a different structure. So within the TechTrapture.com I have multiple folders. Within my folders I have subfolders, and within subfolder I have multiple projects. So this is how the resource hierarchy will look like in a Google Cloud. Now the main question, how I created this organization TechTrapture.com, or how we can create this organization, what are the different prerequisite we need to look into while creating this organization, how we can create folder. Because if you're working with a free tier account, you will not have access to all this stuff. You will have access only to a single project, and you will work on this project. You will have no organization, you will not have any kind of folder structure or nothing. But when you jump into any organization, you join as an employee there, and you will see this kind of structure. So there is high chances that you might get confused. So before that only, I just want to give a heads up to you how this organization structure look like when you are working in an organization and using a Google Cloud there. Okay, so now first I'll go and jump to the slide back, and I'll show you the different components of the organization. Okay, now as I said, this is my organization, and then there is a folder. So let's say example, an organization is having a multiple department. It is having sales department, it is having the DevOps department, it is having development team, it is having production team, and each team is having their separate resources, and they are managed independently. So in this case, what we can do, we can create separate folder for separate team, and we can give assign access to that specific folders only. So you can see the department X folder is there, department Y is there, then shared is there, then team A, team B. So this is a different folders and subfolders we can create, and within that folder we can create the project. So without project is essential part of Google Cloud resource hierarchy. Okay, so without project you cannot create any of the resource for your use, just like compute engine, app engine. So whatever you want to use, you first need to have a project. So in your free tier account, you will have access to only last two component, projects and resources. You will now have access to folders and organization. So for that, you need to have your organization and folder structures. So it is kind of a fully fledged Google Cloud environment you have for your hands-on. Now let's see how we can create this organization. Okay, so first thing, let's see how to create a Google Cloud organization. So I'll show you how we can create organization and folders and project in this video. Okay, so first, for creating Google Cloud organization, we need a domain and workspace or a cloud identity account. So domain is mandatory. Without domain you cannot create a organization. So what is domain? So domain, you can purchase any of the domain. So I have a domain TechTrapture.com, so I connected that domain to create my Google Workspace or cloud identity account. Now again, one more confusion, what is difference between workspace and a cloud identity? So Google Workspace is previously known as a Google G Suite, Now it is renamed as a Workspace. So it is just bunch of services. Okay, so what services? Gmail, Google Drive, Google Photos, Google Meet, Google Chat, and all these services are part of the Google Workspace. Cloud Identity will just give you access to log in as a Google account. Okay, and if you want to have Cloud Identity account with your organization, it's completely free. It also have premium version, but we can create it without any cost, that is free. But if you want a Workspace account, that is kind of subscription based per user account. Okay, so I'll show you how we can create that. If you are going with the Workspace, you will have access to their Gmail box, their Google Drive, all their Google services. Okay, if you are going with a Workspace. If you are going with Cloud Identity, you can only use identity or login as a Google member and use services that is used. Suppose if your company is using a Microsoft mailbox, but they still want to use a Google Cloud, so in that case you can go ahead with Cloud Identity. So it will help you to create access management with that mailbox, which is also in the Microsoft. You can use that email ID to give access in your Google Cloud. So here I'll create a Cloud Identity account and organization. I'll also show you how we can create a Workspace account and how we can create our organization. Second thing, when the organization is automatically created when we create our identity or Workspace account. So I don't need to create separately organization. Once you purchase domain and create your Workspace or identity account, your organization will be automatically created and it will show it to your users as well. Okay. Now the steps how to create organization. First, you have to purchase domain. Second, you have to create Cloud Identity or Workspace account. Third, you have to verify a domain ownership and then access Cloud Console and it will show you organization. Now let me just show you how we can purchase a domain and how we can create Cloud Workspace account. Okay, so let me go to Google Cloud Console now. So I am in my Google Cloud. Let me open a Google, and here you can buy domain from any of the domain provider. Okay, so suppose you can buy domain, so you can buy it from GoDaddy, you can buy from Hostinger. So how to buy? Just go on the domains and just look for the domain name you are looking for. Okay, so I had a TechTrapture.com which was available that time, so I purchased that domain. So now suppose if I look for TechTrapture.com domain, it will show already registered or not available. So you have to check the available domain name only and you can purchase it. So you can see domain already taken. Okay, so you can check any other service, any other domain name, and you can pay around, it's vary from vendor to vendor, so you can get your domain within 400 to around 900. So suppose I just type something .com just to check the availability, and if you search now, let's say it's available. Okay, and you can get it for 1 rupees, but you have to give assurance for 3 years. So if you click here, it will give you pricing for 3 years. Okay, so you can just show you the pricing, so you can purchase on later, but if you already have, you can skip this step and create your organization account. So here it will just ask you to create account and pay your amount for yearly or 3 yearly. Okay, so this is the first step. You have to purchase a domain, so you can purchase from any of these. So I had purchased it from Google domain earlier, but Google domain is decommissioned now and they are now using Square, I think Squarespace or something. So if I go to Google domain, let me show you. So they are now managed by Squarespace domain. So I already have my domain purchased here. Let me show you that. So you can see my domain is available here, which is in Squarespace. So I won't suggest you to purchase from here because it is a bit costlier. Earlier when I purchased it from Google, then Google has migrated all their domains to Squarespace, and that's why my domain is on Squarespace now. Okay, so you can either purchase from GoDaddy or Namecheap or Hostinger. So whatever you feel cheaper, you can purchase. So there is nothing you can purchase from the specific site where you will get a good deal. You can purchase it from there. So once you have your domain available, now you can create your Cloud Identity or Workspace account. Okay, so I'll just go to Google documentation, okay, and type create organization. So there you will have link to sign up for a Workspace or identity. Okay, so from here you can go to organization resource setup. Okay, so getting an organization resource. So I'll share you the direct link as well. Now you can see here an organization resource is available for Google Workspace or a cloud identity customer. So it's not for free tier account. Okay, so I am a Google Workspace and identities customer, that's why this is available for me. Now how I can get how you can set up. So if you want to do it without any cost, you can use cloud identity, but if you want to use their drive, Google Drive, Gmail, everything you want to use, you can go for Google Workspace. So I'll just show for Google Workspace. Okay, so just go on the Google Workspace and you have to just fill the details, your domain name, all the details, learn more and sign up. So these, they are having this subscriptions plan, so go with the starter. So the business name, I'll not complete the process here, I'll show you the test. You can select this, next. You can give the name. I'll give my email address xyz@gmail.com. You have to give your exact details if you're creating organization. Now you can see either you can buy a new domain, or if you already purchased, you can use that domain. I'll click on use the domain already have, and here I'll just select zip. I'll just do TechTrapture.com, but if I go next, it will see the domain is already used because I already have an organization. So once you put your domain, or let's say I'll put something like that, and let's see what is next step. So this domain hasn't purchased yet, so you can put any purchase domain. So I also have one domain. Okay, so I put that, and it won't work, I know. So email sent to TechTrapture.in won't update until you set up the email. So you can just have to go on next and complete the step, and it will ask you to create one user. So this is your first user. Okay, this will be your super user. So I'll create vishal.bulbule. Password I'll put something. Now I know this won't work because I already have organization with a similar domain, so it will just block my registration, but I'm just showing you as an example. Agree and continue. Okay, so it blocked because I already have, it's Google hard to keep scammers because I already have one domain and workspace account. But once you have your own domain, it will get redirected to your admin screen. So let me show you how admin screen will look like. So it's admin.google.com, and here you will see, let me put my password. Okay, and it will show you for your admin screen. So this screen will be similar for your workspace as well as your cloud identity. Okay. So it is showing currently the organization store is full because I just unsubscribed from the workspace, and you can see your domain, and let's main important thing is users. Okay, so currently I have only one user, vishal.bulbule.techtrapture.com, which is active, and that's why I am able to see this TechTrapture.com here from this email ID. Okay, similar email ID. So if you create new user, that user also automatically can see this organization. So once you are signed up to your cloud identity or workspace account, you will see a organization here. Now this is how we created a organization. Now let's see how we can create a folders. Okay, so for creating folders, let's first go to organization. Okay, I'll just go to organization, and now you can see you are at the organization level, and now go to IAM and manage resources. So here you can see I already have folders and project. Now I have to create one folder. So I already have TechTrapture R&D. Here I have a dev 01, dev 02 project. I have shared services, I have admin folder, I have folder. So now I want to create one more folder. So I'll just create folder. So go with standard. Compliant is not for our requirement. You can learn more about this in the documentation, but we are going with the standard folder. So I'll go with the standard, and just name I will give, what name I can give, I'll just give the labs. Okay, and the location where you want to put, so you want to create it inside any folder or you want to create it any subfolder so that you can decide. Okay, now you will get this error or this symbol because this is obvious, because to create a folder at the organization level you should have a required permissions. So what permission you need, let me show you that. Okay, to create folder we need folder admin or folder creator role at parent level. So I am creating the folder within my organization, so the parent will be organization. If I am creating folder within another folder, then that folder will be your parent folder. Okay, so let me go back and check the role if I am having this role. If not, I'll assign that role to myself and then I'll try to create a folder. Okay, so purposefully I am just going step by step, so you'll understand, you will face this error and you will resolve that error by yourself. Okay, now see what error. You do not have folders dot create permission to create folder at this location, but I can create within another folder, but I want it at the organization level. So what I will do, I'll go to IAM. Okay, I'll go to IAM and I have to go to organization. So remember, you have to go at the organization IAM. Okay, so it should be a TechTrapture.com here. So you have to go to organization IAM and let's check. So I do not have a folder admin or folder creator role here. So this is my email ID and currently I have org admin or policy admin. So I do not have a folder admin or folder creator role. I will just add a role for myself. So I'll just add a role folder admin. Okay, so I have just created a folder admin role, saved it, and let's try to create a folder again. Go to a resource hierarchy again, from IAM go to manage resources and now click on create folder, standard folder. Okay, this was the name and now you can see this yellow sign was disappeared. Now it will allow to create folder anywhere now. So I'll create folder here. Let's create folder. Now we can see our folder created here. Okay, so this is our folder. Now suppose I want to create a project within this folder. So currently there is no other project within this folder, so that's why this expand option is not showing. So this is completely empty and there is no other project. So what I will do, I'll just go on create project. Okay, I'll just give TT labs 001. Okay, and so this is your project name that you can change anytime. This is your project ID that cannot be changed once your project is created, and mostly in all the configuration ID will be used, not a project name. This is only for the display purpose. Okay, so always remember, while creating only make sure you are giving a required project ID. So I am fine with this. Okay, so sometimes whatever you are looking for won't be available, so you can edit it accordingly. So this 001 is available. Billing account, you have to select the billing account, so I have two, so I will use billing account only. Organization is correct. Location, where you want to create a project. Now I don't want to create it at the org level. Okay, so currently it is creating here directly within the organization, but I want to create it within the folder. I want to create it within the labs folder. So let me check for the labs. Okay, so in TechTrapture I am not able to see the labs. Okay, so I have to search sometime. So now TechTrapture lab is here and within the labs I have to create my project. Now you can see your project is created, so it will not reflect here. You have to refresh it again. Okay, because within your labs then you will see the drop down to see your project. Now you can see the drop down. Yeah, so for labs now you can see one project is created. Now important things when you are going into your project to create anything, so I'll just go to all resources here and within the labs, if I go to compute engine, so before creating anything you have to enable the APIs and your cost is based on your APIs. Okay, how much resources you are using, how much resources, what are the configuration you are using. Now if I go onto the compute engine, it will first ask to enable API for you. So this is a very one step requirement. Okay, so if I click on create instance, Okay, so it will ask me to enable API. So once I enable API, then only I'll be able to create any resource within my compute engine. So this is only a one-time activity. Once you enable API, you will be able to create. So we are not seeing the resource creation or any of these stuff within the project in this video. So this video is only meant for how to create organization that we created, how to create a folder that we created in the video, and how to create a project that also we created in this video. So that's it for this video, and we'll see you again in a further part of the videos. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you again.